Believe it or not, it kind of looks like the Red Sox dodged a little bit of a bullet for now, although that thing could still turn around and hit him in the back. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. Hey, check out this hat. You can get one of your own if you click the link in the description of this video, or head over to my store page and click on one of the links over there. All new Red Seat merch over there, by the way, if you guys are interested in checking it out. But that's not why you guys are here. You're here because yesterday, the Red Sox absolutely laid a beatdown on the Baltimore Orioles. Or, well, I really should say Rafael Devers laid a beatdown on the Baltimore Orioles. But unfortunately, that 19-run win for the Red Sox was a little bit clouded in this dark cloud of Alex Bregman going down with an injury. Well, today we're talking about all the latest with Bregman, what it could mean for the Red Sox, and we're going over basically everyone else on the IL. But first, we're starting with Alex Bregman, because for those of you who missed it yesterday, Alex Bregman rounding first base tightened something up in his quad. In his own words here, digging to go to second, and I felt my quad grab. So I didn't continue running to second base for the double. I kind of stopped and came back to the bag so I wouldn't make it any worse. After I felt it, I knew I needed to come out and see the trainer. Now this could legitimately spell disaster for the Red Sox, right? Bregman, if it weren't for Rafael Devers, would almost, and actually Carlos Narvaez too, would kind of be carrying this Red Sox offense, right? So far this season, he's hitting .299 with a .385 on base percentage and a .553 slug, which is good for a .938 OPS and a .159 OPS, plus about 60% better than your average major league hitter at the plate right now. He had 30 doubles the entirety of last season. This year, he already has 17 doubles through 51 games. He's having an absolutely incredible year. Him going down for an extended period of time would be a massive loss for the Boston Red Sox. It would legitimately totally change the landscape of this entire season, right? Even if it's just a month or 2 months here, it could be a really big problem for Boston. The question is this injury big enough to actually get there, right? To actually get to the point where you're sitting there being like, oh my God, what are we going to do with Bregman gone? We don't really know right now, is the honest answer. His words in terms of how he's feeling is, I feel we'll know a lot more tomorrow after sleeping and how it presents in the morning. All my strength is still there right now, which is good so far. So it's just kind of a day-to-day thing at this point, and kind of see when I wake up tomorrow how it feels. To me, that's a positive sign, right? Obviously, being able to put your weight on it, being able to actually use your strength in that quad is a really great sign that nothing's actually torn or broken or anything like that. Maybe it's just a pulled muscle. Maybe it was just a cramp. We don't really know, which is the unfortunate part. Right now, Alex Bregman and Alex Cora are both saying it's day to day. We don't have any more information on that. What I don't love, though, is that this morning, where Alex Bregman was like, hey, we'll know a whole lot more, he was here for a second, and then he ended up going to an MRI on his quad. Whenever MRI is involved, I really don't love it. I know a lot of it is precautionary, but if Alex Bregman really was, hey, it's just a little tweak, I'll be fine in 2 days, I don't know that they would even remotely have interest in going to an MRI. To me, that feels a little bit freaky in terms of, hey, is this going to end up being an IL stint, right? Because if Bregman goes down, you got a major problem here. However, you do have Marcelo Meyer in the minor leagues, right? He's just sort of waiting to get his name called up here. If Bregman is out, you do have that solution. But either way, I don't even want to think about Alex Bregman going on to the IL for an extended period of time. We just got to keep our fingers crossed. It's really the only thing you can do at this point. Outside of that, I don't really know, right? I don't really know what's going to end up happening. It all depends, in my opinion, on the results of the MRI. If it comes back pretty clean or maybe a really small tear, maybe they do stay day to day for right now. If something bigger comes up, I would imagine he's pretty quickly going to be put on the IL, and then things get really funky, right? Alex Cora was talking about Connor Wong and say Don Rafaela over there at third base. Lord help us if we are playing Major League Baseball games and Connor Wong or say Don Rafaela are our third baseman, right? Things would not go well. Plus, can you imagine the conversation Breslow would have to have with Rafael Devers? Hey, man, look, We took you off at third base. We made you DH. We wanted to make you first base. Hey, how about you go back to third base for a little bit until Bregman goes back, right? Let's just add more fuel to that fire. I'm sure that'll be a fantastic storyline. But either way, not good for the Red Sox, right? Even if it is a day-to-day thing, this is a major, major blow to their offense. It didn't look like it yesterday, but over the course of a month, 2 weeks, whatever it is, you're definitely going to feel the absence of Alex Bregman. Hopefully, the Red Sox find a solution here that allows them to continue to play at a level that Alex Bregman allowed you to play at. It's going to be really difficult to do. Outside of Alex Bregman, though, we did get some updates on some other pretty key players here for the Boston Red Sox, starting with Masataka Yoshida, who's really just sort of restarted his entire rehab process here. If you remember, he was shut down because his shoulder was acting up. We got video of him not looking too great with that shoulder going. He ended up getting a cortisone shot in there all the way back at the beginning of May. He's finally started to throw again. According to Chris Cotillo, he's starting at 60 feet and kind of moving up from there. Still quite a long ways from seeing Masataka Yoshida anywhere near a rehab assignment. I don't know if we'll ever see Masataka Yoshida on a rehab assignment at this point, but at least we're getting some positive news in the right direction with his rehab, I guess. There's this sort of the silver lining there a little bit, right? Outside of him, one person who's not making steps in the right direction, who may actually be going in the opposite direction, is Romy Gonzalez, because Cora said, talking about him, he's not bouncing back the way we wanted. When he started running, he felt it again, so it is going to take longer than expected. Personally, I don't really like that at all, especially if Bregman does end up needing an IL stint. Having Romy there to sort of pick up the slack probably sounds like a better idea than what Alex Cora was talking about yesterday, right? Where he was saying, hey, we got Wong and Cedar Rafaela who could cover third base. Craig, if Alex Bregman does end up on the IL, I am begging you to please just call up Marcelo Meyer. I really don't want to see Cora have to use Connor Wong or Cedar Rafaela at third base in a competitive Major League Baseball game. I don't even know if Cedar Rafaela has ever played third base in his entire career, so I'm all set with either of those options, which makes this Romy Gonzalez injury news a little bit more interesting. On the topic of Marcelo with that Alex Bregman stuff, by the way, if he does end up on the IL and it's like a 10-day stint, I don't think the Red Sox call up Marcelo for that. I think when they call these guys up, they're going to want them in a more permanent role. If they believe Bregman's going to be down for a month or two, they absolutely need to call up Marcelo Meyer, but that's totally besides the point. Either way, Romy Gonzalez not doing super well in terms of his rehab process. In terms of the pitching, though, we did get a couple of positive updates. The first one being Richard Fitts, who has started his rehab assignment. He got his first game back in action on Thursday when he went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, and struck out 2 in a scoreless appearance with the Worcester Red Sox. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but the Red Sox could really use that arm at the Major League level, right? This is a guy who I know can produce for this Red Sox team, and with a rotation that just simply isn't getting the job done right now for the most part, right? Even when they are, it's like 4 innings worth of work here outside of Garrett Crochet, obviously. I would put this guy, or I'd find a way to fit this guy on your club at the Major League level some way, somehow, right? I just think he needs to be up here. In terms of how long it's going to take for him to get back, it's usually about 3 starts when it comes to starters in minor league baseball, so he's got a couple more still waiting. If we're just going by the 5-day rule, his next start will be on the 27th or the 28th, and then probably early June he'll make his last start and then rejoin the Red Sox somewhere around that second week in June. Puts him sort of in line with what originally was thought with Richard Fitts, especially because the Red Sox were nervous about his injury to begin with, but really, really positive update with Richard Fitts. And another guy on the pitching staff who had a really positive update is Kutter Crawford, because he took a really big step this week. This week, he ended up throwing a 3-inning live batting practice session, which is essentially a simulated game for some players in the Florida Complex League, or just rehabbing players in general. I'm pretty sure Massa was a part of that. Doesn't really matter who was a part of it. Either way, Kutter Crawford did a 3-inning rehab, basically rehab start, right? If you think about it, that's a really, really great sign. It means he's very close to actually starting a legitimate rehab assignment. Now, I don't know if the Red Sox are going to want him to get maybe 1 or 2 more of these 3-inning simulations before they actually put him in a uniform on the mound with a a Portland or a Worcester or whatever. But this is a really good indication that Kutter's a step away from genuinely getting back to the Boston Red Sox. And again, you talk about it. I think the Red Sox could use as many starting pitching options as humanly possible right now, right? Either guys just simply aren't staying healthy or guys just simply aren't performing. Getting as many of these guys, at least in the system, ready to go, gives you options and gives you the capability of potentially shifting things around enough where, hey, maybe you do find something that actually works. Because again, right now, your starting pitching really isn't working all that well. And speaking of starting pitching that isn't working all that well, Tanner Houck not looking like he's coming back anytime soon. According to Chris Cotillo again and Alex Cora, the Houck stuff, he's expected to start throwing again this week. I personally still think that's going to end up being a longer IL stint, right? I mean, you look at what he did on the mound this season, everything was wrong, right? Movement, pitch sequencing, probably mechanics, right? Basically everything was off with Tanner Houck this season, and I think the Red Sox are going to take the opportunity with him being on the IL to really sort of sit there and rework everything, and that's why I think it'll be a pretty lengthy process till we get Houck even remotely back. I don't even know what role he'll be in when he does get back, but either way, he is starting to throw again a little bit, but I still think he's a pretty far ways away from a rehab assignment or anything close to that. So overall, I think, most of it is positive, right? I think the ultimate bigger thing here is the Alex Bregman news, right? If anything matters in this video, it's the Alex Bregman stuff that matters. He is by far and away the biggest impact right now when it comes to the injured list. I'm really, really hoping that even if it is an IL stint, he's going to end up on the IL for a couple of days. But outside of him, I mean, it's positive that Massa's making steps back. I have no idea if/when he gets back, but I think outside of Bregman, really it's the starting pitching, right? Getting Fitz, getting Crawford healthy and back as options for this rotation, to me, is absolutely massive. You'd sit there and you talk about what are the biggest problems with the Red Sox right now. You could point to the up and down offense, the up and down bullpen, which has actually been a lot better lately. You have to focus on right now, I think, is the fact that your starters are, one, not giving you enough innings, and two, not giving you enough consistent performances, right? It's like you get past Crochet. Buehler, I actually don't think will be a problem, right? He got thrown out after his first game, but he looked pretty good. He's been looking pretty good here, but you get to Bayo, Giolito, these guys are just total mysteries. You've got two essentially 5-and-dives in the back of your rotation. That's just not going to work. So getting as many starting pitchers back as humanly possible, in my opinion, is absolutely the second biggest part of this video, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? What do you think about the Bregman stuff? How nervous are you about this injury? Do you think it's going to end up being a longer-term thing? What do you think about the other injuries, too? Is there one thing that sticks out to you? Like, for me, it was the pitching. For you, is it Romy or Massa or someone else? Let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just simply helps out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you guys want to listen instead of watch these episodes, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Don't forget, we also have all that brand new merch down below. All you got to do is click the link in the description, or you got to head over to my store tab on my YouTube page. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. I will see you, hopefully with really good news about Alex Bregman, but either way, in the red seats.